Chance, you wanna be my go-to man? I need somebody to monitor the stream, and if people write in with questions, like other parts of the island or that right, never have to. Can I show you how that works? Hey, how you doing, bro? Good, man. How are you? Doing great, man. Good. Yeah, pleasure here. Have a seat, man. We're about to get started. Recording the live stream? Yeah, so it's already live streamed. So all you do is just go right here. This is it live streaming, and if you see people talk, they're going to chat right here. And then all you do is to go back and forth. You just go back here, and this is they're looking at our presentation. Cool. So as I go ahead, you go ahead, and I mean you obviously can look at everything, and then just kind of go back and forth, and every once in a while go here to check to see if anybody has questions. You can spend most of your time, here. Right on. And don't say anything bad because it's all mic'd as well.
Okay. Try to keep it.
Okay, everybody. Hello, and thank you for coming. We'll go ahead and get started here. I'm Ryan Salcido, most people just call me Sal. I'm sure people are still probably trying to come in and figure out the marketing. So this is a Hawaii Drone Club. Been around for about 8 months now. So we'll start out with just basically going over a quick overview. If this is your first time here, then we'll go through some announcements, and then we'll have a little bit of meet and greet, people to meet each other, which is what this is all about. Chance, can you take us to the next slide? All right. And just so everyone knows, we are also live streaming this to people who basically live on the west side or for people on the other islands. So if you have a question, feel free to speak up, because I only have just a small microphone on the computer. So first things first is we now have a logo. So yeah, I know, get excited. The Hawaii Drone, so people have asked for us to put things on letterhead, or for us to do a number of things as an organization, and it's hard to do that without a logo. So we've got something here. It's not too significant, but it does have 4 stripes, and the 4 stripes stand for our 4 mission areas, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And it's slanted to the right to basically have us be like a progressive organization that's moving forward and futuristic and involved with promoting our mission statements, which I'll cover here. And then it's just got the words in the middle. So if anybody has a better idea, I haven't invested a ton of stuff into this, so I'm happy if somebody is a graphic designer and wants to come up with anything better. Otherwise, we'll stick with this for now. And then moving on to the next slide. So some housekeeping items. Why don't I introduce Shane first, since this is his place, and he can tell us the bathrooms and kind of the rules of the road.
Shane, we do have drinks over in the room, ice. We have some snacks in the back. Restrooms there. We also have all the water here. So, take us to the home.
And should we talk about the pizza now?
Yeah. Is everybody cool with pizza? Like the pizza? Because it takes like 45 minutes to get here. So if you're going to be here for an hour, we come to make it. I wanted to see how many people was here before I actually ordered it. So if everybody's okay with that, I'll go ahead and order a few pizzas, and we'll have them back in about 45 minutes.
Wow. All right. I know, yeah. And I will talk slowly, so we have plenty of time. Okay, then, so just the orientation here, we're going to talk about the club overview, have the meet and greet, some announcements, our guest speakers, and then some Q&A at the end. Next slide. So this is our mission statement and our vision. Mission is to promote responsible, productive, and enjoyable use of unmanned systems across the Hawaii Islands. We came up with that as a group about 8 months ago now, huh, John? And it's been great for us so far. And then our vision is to promote a savvy local community comfortable with emerging technology and competent and safe and industrious use. To just anchor there for a minute, Ted Ralston, who's not going to be with us tonight, had some meetings earlier today with a number of people, both at the FAA and through. I
was there.
Oh, okay.
I'm Ted's surrogate.
Okay. Can you introduce yourself and talk about?
Yeah, my name is Ray Tsuchi. I'm Deputy Director of the National Disaster Preparedness Training Center in downtown Honolulu. We are FEMA-funded center that develops and delivers courses in natural disasters awareness and cover throughout the U.S., 50 states and trust territories. Our aim right now is to develop a FEMA certified course that is going to be about UAS and disaster management. And we hope to promote this throughout the U.S. and trust territories early next year. And I personally am very interested in this area and hope that I can learn from you people about applications and so forth. And we have a lot of things going on with University of Hawaii Hilo, increasing with University of Alaska. Alaska is taking the lead in many ways, the statewide UAS movement there. And I hope that Hawaii can also be the center in Mid-Pacific for testing, experimentation, as Ted says, the Indianapolis 500 drones in Hawaii. Because the Indianapolis 500 in Indiana gave birth to rear view mirrors, seat belts, alternative fuels, turbochargers, all the things that you think are in the car came out of the Indianapolis 500. And it's people like you who will develop the right kind of apps for drones, and we hope to be the conduit, a pipeline back to DJIs and 3D robotics and so forth to make for a better drone in the future. So I'm here just to learn and be kind of a resource for you.
Yeah, John, did you ever ask him a question?
Yeah, can we hold off our
Yeah, no
enthusiasm
problem.
moment? And then just, so your first name was?
I'm ready to share.
Right. But now, I think Ted said that you were at a meeting today with some people concerned
Correct.
about safety.
We were at a meeting with the Hawaii Hotel Industry Visitors Security Association, HHVISA, that is composed of all the hotel security managers in Waikiki. HPD, Fire, DHS, FBI, et cetera, all of our security in Waikiki. They are very concerned and interested about drones. And that's why we have the FAA and Ted and Jennifer Davidson and myself there. And there is something, I hope that the Drone Club can furnish a representative because they are going to develop a policy about UAS in Waikiki and hotels, working closely with the FAA and the police, HPD. So we hope that somebody from your group can be a liaison to that group. So it will be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, agreed. And so, and thank you, Ray, for bringing that up. And that gets to the part where we're talking about an emerging technology and competent in its safety and industrious use. So that's an education for the community, those basically the flyers, to let those of us who fly to know where you can go, where you cannot go, where you can be, where you could potentially be a nuisance, or where the local community doesn't want you to go. But then also to educate the local community as to this is not some sort of a terrorist thing or something that you're not allowed to do. There was a question at the biggest little air show. Somebody thought that drones were illegal, right? And everyone flying around was basically some sort of a criminal. So there's education on both sides, both for the overall community and for the flyers. So, Ray, thank you for that comment. That's exactly what we need. So, anyways, that's our mission and vision statement. Next slide. So we have 4 mission areas: education, both educating ourselves as the club, and then educating the outer community. Advocacy, that part of where a club representative would serve on some sort of an advocacy board to basically further our agenda would fall into that advocacy. Similarly, on the state or local level would be some sort of an advocacy representative. Outreach, that's working with the local community, whether they be Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, local nonprofits, and just do outreach to community-based projects. And then lastly, flying and fellowship is just us as a group getting together and hanging out, doing what we do throughout the Hawaiian Islands. So those are our 4 mission areas. So this is an update on an outreach that we did and an education project over at the Big School Air Show. This happened last weekend. We had a booth out there. We had 3 games that kids could play because all parents love 3 games for their kids. And then there's one of our members, Joe Coach, down there in the bottom right, talking to people and having them understand the different types of drone regulations that are out there. This is an upcoming announcement that we have. This is the Korea Coastal Run. Has anybody ever participated in this in the past? So it's hard to tell. This is Hanauma Bay, this is Hawaii Kai, and this is the blowhole at Sandy Beach. So are people familiar with this road? Okay, so the organizers and another club member has approached the club with an opportunity for us to go out there and fly, basically for personal and recreational uses. So it's going to be this Sunday, the 30th. It's going to be at 6 a.m. They're going to close the roads. You have to be in position by 6 a.m. and then it's going to be over at 8:15. So you have to wake up early. You have to get out there. Be some great sunrise shots if you can make it out there. And then these are some of the rules for you to do. So I'll start out with the rules, and I'll just read them for you guys if you can't see the back. So you have to be a current Hawaii Girl Club member. That means that you will have to pay your dues. The dues are $20 twice a year, so it should be pretty easy for most people. $20, and you also have to be an active AMA member. So that's the National Academy of Model Aeronautics. We are an AMA club, Club 5239. And the reason that is for your insurance. So you have, if you're a member of the AMA, you have that $2.5 million liability policy, as well as injury and death. And the city's going to want that to have us fly out there. You have to adhere to the AMA safety code. You have to be, like I said, in position by 6 a.m., done by 8:14, and you shall share all your media with the race organizers for free. So this is in adherence to flying for model and recreational use. This is an opportunity for you to go out there, fly some great little state locations you might not otherwise be able to fly, and then you can, the race will be going on, and so you can, if you could film portions of the race, and then just give it to the organizers as a compliment. And then you must only fly in the designated zone. So you guys can kind of see the whole idea here is you cannot fly over people, so we've basically set up flying boxes for you. Sandy Beach, and then the next one is always Blowhole, and then the next one is Lanai Point, outside of Hanauma Bay, right there. That one's not really the best if you want to capture the race, but you're making this a nice photography. And then there's this one facing over the park, and you would have to be on the Malta side of the road to launch. So at no point, since you're not allowed to fly with people, at no point should you set up on this side and just fly over the race. So you have to be on the north side, set up on the north side. There's a little pull-out right there for if you have ever been to Copenhagen. You open up Copenhagen. The reason I need everybody's name is because the whole road's going to be closed. So the only way you'll be able to get there is if you give me your name. I'll submit your name to the organizers. The organizers will give you your name to the police. And so if they stop you, they'll look you up on a list of 8 or 10 people and say, okay, you're allowed to be here, park with your car. And then this would be obviously over basically the southern part of the Cocoa Head Park. And then over here at the end, basically over the water out here, the Columbia Channel. So you have to register, you have to give me the names no later than tomorrow. So I have to submit to her tomorrow night. So I really need to know basically.
How many people do you have now?
I don't have anybody. This might be first unveiled. So yeah, I think I'd like to limit it to probably 10, no more than 10. There's 6 flying sites. Figure a big 1 or 2 flying sites. But it's not like you have to pick one since you're not allowed to move once the race starts. So just pick one and you would be there and go about it. And then you have to be willing, this is my requirement, you have to be willing to make the flight record available upon request if required. And that's if there is some sort of an incident. I just want you guys to realize that this would be a lot of scrutiny here. So just please be able to fly in a way that if somebody were to examine your flight record, that you have nothing to hide about how high you were, where you were, and anything like that. And then lastly, just had to do with the flight. So by a ship, yes.
Just a quick question on the Hanauma Bay one. That zone, the one at the very bottom,
Yeah.
where is that going to be flying from?
So that one is, I imagine you can fly it from the Lanai Point. Should be about
3,000 feet. 3,300.
Okay, so I think you could probably most guys can probably range that.
if they've got like a, or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, you do a lot of flying out on the east side. Any comments on
It's just, for that one, if you're gonna fly down to Palm Bay, Lanai Lookout is probably the best place to go from, but you're gonna be a little bit, your line of sight's gonna be kind of hard to do because you've got a lot of, actual cliffs between you and straight out there. You're gonna be in the middle of that. You'll get some nice views, but, it's a weak transmission in general.
Okay, so it's a good point. It's like,
Yeah, that might be a little tough one to do.
well, I mean, not to say you have to fly all these spots. These are just spots that are available for people to fly if they choose to fly them. So, by a show of hands, if anybody would be interested in this, just kind of let me know if it's something anybody thinks. Okay. Nobody.
I'm interested in that. I'm interested.
Okay, they're going to have photographers there. They're going to have other people there. This was really just an opportunity if people wanted to fly, and basically the organizers are only really allowing this because they want to get shots of the race for free, But it's kind of boring, So, the race will start here at Indy and conclude in what?
Time of day.
Yeah.
Can you participate in the race?
Not while you're flying a drone. But, I don't know. I don't know if registrations are over yet, but I know that in talking to the organizers, they're saying that the race has been very popular. So I don't probably $30. I don't know how much it is to register, but yeah, this race is really desirable because that you can never run that road. I mean, that road is incredibly dangerous road to be on, and they're completely blocking off the whole road. And that's why it's so early in the morning. So, okay, well, you can talk to me after if any of you are interested. Okay, let's see if there's any questions from the outstations.
All right, yeah, I've been checking it.
Nothing, okay.
Still good, still good.
Yeah, oh, yeah, with
Yeah.
yeah.
We got you from Charles out there playing.
I know. Well, if only we had a weather guy to talk tonight. So we'll save your questions for the weather. Okay, so the announcement. So if you are not a member of the AMA, you have to sign up, or you don't have to, but if you sign up before September 14th, you basically get a significant discount. The rates are going to go up September 14th by about $25. So if you are going to become a member, which I highly encourage everyone to become a member of the AMA, do it during the next 2 weeks.
How much is it?
Right now, it's I think it's so it's going to go up to $75, but right now it's $48, something like that. Is that right, Andy? Okay, that's about $50.
And 40 for the local.
For the year, 20 per half year. Yeah, and so I'll tell everyone the difference between the national AMA is that is mainly for your insurance. You'll also get a magazine, but there's no like local things to do. You know, like us as a local club, we'll have a monthly meeting. We have that education thing. We have flyers. We do events like this. So that's what all that stuff is. It's all that local stuff. And we would encourage everyone to not just pay, but to like participate. Like at the biggest little air show, there were 3 club members there, but I would have loved it if there would have been 10 players. Talking to people, doing stuff. We also do things with the Boy Scouts, and so like if you have a drone and you can basically sign up, and when a Boy Scout troop contacts us, you can maybe put your name down on a list, and I'll send out a blast email. Hey, does anybody who want to do Troop 33 over in Manoa next Thursday at 5? And then you go out there, give a little talk about UAS and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we envision as a club to address all 4 of the mission areas. So yeah. So this is an announcement. So there's AMA, International Dues In, an education opportunity from the Drone Academy. There's a do-it-yourself racer workshop this Saturday, 8 to 5. There's an FAA Flight Safety Conference, September 11th and 12th. If any of you attended the club meeting last month, Ed and Tim were the two FAA local UAS examiners. They sent an email out to us saying, so this is not really a UAS, it's a flight safety. There is going to be a UAS speaker on part of the agenda, but it's going to cover like downdrafts, aviation, like it's the aviation, FAA aviation safety conference. So, flying around in Hawaii, there's a lot of microclimates and some different things. It's a more challenging place to fly. So that's what it's not about. Do you want to talk about this at all or anything now? Yeah, do you know about the safety conference or? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
try to stay away from the FAA as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, become a member, and you also purchase insurance from them.
That is included with your membership.
Just that alone, really?
Yeah, yeah. So that's what, yeah, I mean, it's such a good deal. We tell everybody to, sir, are you a member?
No.
Okay.
But I will.
Yeah. Andy, you've been a member for how many years now?
Quite a long time.
I'll
cover myself.
Okay, okay. Then,
You have the forms for it?
you can just go online, yeah, and what we can do is you can just use my computer or one of the computers here, and, it really, really, now, so the insurance is basically a supplemental insurance, that would be on top of if your homeowners or whatever your personal insurance doesn't cover some sort of drone issue. And it does not cover the replacement of the drone. So, yeah. So, I know that, Drone Services Hawaii is another business here on the island. I think they offer home insurance. But typically with the deductible is gonna be around $500 to $700. So, on the smaller and consumer grade product, it might not make sense for you, but the AMA insurance is really a liability. If you have a drone strike or your drone hits a car and the car hits a pole and all that kind of cascading effects, that's what it covers. And for example, some places require you to have some sort of insurance for you to fly on the property.
The insurance, the main insurance could be a business or just an individual?
It's for personal recreational use. So it'd be hard to imagine business flying for. Yeah. But I think the Drone Services Hawaii, I think they offer a business.
I've heard that Hull and Usher have the Hull and Usher insurance, they have a program for drones that's all in liability and they have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Simple recreational insurance.
Yeah, for the AMA.
Yeah, but wait, first I understand recreational, you know, so if I'm treating it as a job, is that, then I'm not covered by that insurance.
Correct. So personal and recreational, I guess, it's the hobbyists.
Yes.
The non-commercial.
Right.
So there's a number of people who asked me about the 333 workshop. We have a hard date for the 333 workshop now. It is September 13th. It's going to be over at the Manoa Innovation Center, which is just up in Manoa Valley. And the cost of that is going to be $4.99. That's offered through the Hawaii Drone Academy. There are a number of people who have asked me about 333. You don't have to take the class if you're intrepid enough to just fill out the forms on your own. You can fill out the forms, send them into the FAA, and if you did everything correct, you'll be able to get them back. This is just like hiring a lawyer. You can hire a lawyer for $4 or $5 grand. But what I'm doing is I'm flying an expert in, a UAS consultant, someone who's a big island who's got about 15 or 20 333s, and I'll have to pay him. So the vision is if I get 10 people together and they each pay $500, then it lowers everybody's costs. You can bring a computer, fill it all out there yourself, and then you only have to pay $500 to go pay a lawyer $4 or $5 grand. So ideally a win-win. So. There's a next announcement. There's a K-Bay Air Show. So if any of you have ever been to the Blue Angel Air Show out in Kaneohe, that's coming up next month, October 17th and 18th, and we need volunteers. Drone Services Hawaii has a booth. They've offered the Drone Club to be there, and basically, just like we did for the big Full Air Show, you guys saw that whole tent and all we have a poster in the back. To go there and just hand out flyers, talk to people, educate people, recruit people to the club, all that. So, that number is just left there from our last club meeting from the FAA inspectors. That's if you're flying within 5 miles of Honolulu. You just got to give that number. And that's a Honolulu flight. And with that being said, I'll turn this floor over for anyone who has any announcements.
I'll make a comment on the FAA Flight Safety Conference.
Yeah.
It starts at 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. It's in Honolulu International. I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
And it would be nice if someone else will be here because right now they see all the drone pilots as a little terrorists who are there to knock down the big planes. So if someone there want to, say, hey, we are want to be safe. Because anytime they see a drone around the airport, they're gonna make a report.
Yeah.
And they're gonna send the sheriff there to try to find you and get you. So we gotta start talking to them.
I agree. Can I ask you, will you be representing the club, or who will you be speaking for?
I'll be representing the pilots.
Oh, you'll be there as a pilot?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I will put my 2 cents.
Okay.
All right, but it would be nice if someone else will be there.
Yeah. Does anybody know? Does anybody else have either of those dates off? Do the 11th through 12th? And off the top of their head, they can make it. Hey, you're going to be able to go. Okay, great.
They actually called me today.
Oh, really?
Well, I had some questions about where to go and what to do. When you go to the airport, sometimes it's easy to get lost.
Yeah.
And so I want to find out exactly where to go, where you park. Call me back, give you all the information, tell me where to go. They need to line up what was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some speakers are going to be there both days. Some will only be there one day.
Yep.
Basically, both days they're not repetitive.
Right.
So it's a group on Friday and another group on Saturday.
Yep. Yep. I really encourage people to go. I mean, if you have the
And
time.
they have free food and drinks. So
Hey, there you go. Good. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, moving on. You want to check the outstations?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is it right.
No, nothing.
Okay, sir. Financial update. I have been just paying for this all out of my pocket so far. So if somebody wants to just give me $500, I'll just go home. But so that's what we are about right now, and that's our website, all the stuff we've done so far. I have had some people pay. You can also pay online via PayPal, and you just email money to hawaiidroneclub@gmail.com. But you have to give me your name. So you have to somehow, like, in the message, say, hey, this is who I am. Please list me, because I'd like to really keep track of everybody. For, like, remember you guys saw that Coastal Run event? That event is only open to active club members, local club members. So ideally, I'd like to have these types of events that are really only for members only. And to do that, we have to know who the members are. So.
how many current members do you have?
I have 2 paid members.
I'll pay you that.
Okay, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Quarter members, right?
Who? Yeah.
I paid 3/4 of my dues.
Okay, there you go. And I guess we should probably make Shane an honorary member since he's not charging us for the space tonight. So. And he's just going to do it for everybody. So.
Free inspires for everybody.
Yeah. And so that's the idea. We're, the value of the club. We'll have speakers. We'll have organized events. Engage in the mission areas that we talked about. So actually, a point on the flying side is we have insured not just the Quarry Road airfield out there. Do you guys know about the Quarry Road Park? The park on Quarry Road is a designated model aircraft park. But all the approved model aircraft parks within the city within the county of Milwaukee. So there's only like 7 of them. But Quarry Road is one. Sandy Beach is actually another model aircraft park. Most people don't fly there because it's very windy and there's a lot of kites out there. But the city says that you're allowed to fly your drone there 100% legal. You could fly, stand there next to the mayor or the governor and fly. That's an approved spot. There's a few other ones, and those are all now AMA flying flags as well, covered by the insurance. So if you go out there with your insurance and you have an incident, the city's protecting you. And then exclusive member-only activities, which are already fun.
Are these sites listed on the internet?
They are, yeah, and they're also on the Hawaii Drone Club's webpage. Let me just show you that real quick. So yeah. Yeah, actually, I'll do it at the break. Yeah, and then yeah. I think the break's coming up. There's the break. So everybody, there's a lot of new faces here. Please at least try to meet 1 or 2 other people. This is about all of us as a group. So just meet a few people. We'll play some music. We'll hang out for a little while, talk, and then we'll go in with our speakers. It's going to be Andy and Mike are going to be our 2 speakers tonight. And I'll let them introduce themselves when we come on. So
If you want us to join, you want us to sign up.
That's pretty awesome.
Join the club. Yeah.
No
I'll grab a
HDMI
piece of
already?
paper
Or
and-
plug HDMI in there and send TV in.
You can see your whole squad.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
got it.
perfect. I was looking at I found one on eBay. I was paying like $20 or something.
Okay, everybody,
Didn't even
hang out, get some water, some refreshments, we'll have some music.
What you doing?
Hey,
Huh? Hey, come on, Andy.
I'm interested in the race.
The race.
Yeah.
Oh, the drone racing. Oh,
The race you're doing, the Humboldt Coast.
oh, you want to do the race?
That'd be awesome.
Oh, cool. All right, yeah, man, hell yeah. Okay, let me put the music back on. Hey.
So I was wondering how may I be of service?
Oh man, you help him with the website and like and answer prayer, man. I do not. Are you good with that kind of stuff? Really? Yeah, man. I would like. So, have you been to our website? Oh, hey, sir. Can I share the website? No. The web's the Drone Club's website.
Yeah, I think I might have checked it.
So this is HawaiiDroneClub.org. And if you go over here to fellowship, you click. So this link should be this current Honolulu regulation should be on the very front page. So. WordPress. Yeah, So anyway, you go to current regulation and you scroll to the bottom, and we made them in like a Google map. So that's the Kailua, that's the Quarry Road, that's Sandy Beach, this is the Halava Park, this is the Emma Beach Park. Okay, so that's the yeah. So these all of these would be, these are the approved list of now some of them are within 5 miles of the airport. Oh, yeah. So that's why you have to call that number. But you can 100% legally fly within here. And there's spaces that the city's made available.
Unless you go out there and find out the fields.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's other places, you know.
Yeah, because they're right there in Copley, Regional Park. I usually go out there when there's nobody around. I'll
Yeah.
fly there a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's right on the not the no-fly zone, the warning zone, because they extended it right there.
Well, so that,
But anyway.
that might not be Honolulu. That may be the Kalaeloa Airport. Yeah, so you would have to call that tower.
Yeah.
And that's going to be another number we got to put on the website. It's their tower to call them.
Right.
Because it's 5 miles around that airport as well.
Because we got there's another bunch of guys that get out there. say you have a play field, you're all outside, swing.
Yeah. Yeah, and so one of the things in terms of our advocacy, I'd like to advocate with the Department of Parks to open up more of these parks legally to drones. Because even though I know there's nobody there, there's nobody around, technically per the parks that are listed, these are the parks. It's in the ordinances of Honolulu. That's where it says it in the rules. And it goes by districts. So long story short, districts are all. But so if we were able to petition the Parks Department to say, hey, don't make us criminals. Allow more of your parks to be, legal fly zones, in a structured, common sense way. That I think would be beneficial for the whole island.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear you're on the fly.
Yeah.
Talking to you and
Yeah.
I've actually thought about a t-shirt made that says, if you don't mind, please don't ask me lots of questions.
Because I'm fine.
Because I've had people 15 people come up and everyone's asking me this. Or maybe I thought about having to say just the cost of the drone, the distance,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The flight time, they always ask the same question.
Yeah.
well, the best one is
That is good that you're good. That's good. Or the club, we should do that on the back.
Yeah.
I was over in Kona and I walked around the pier out there and they were having fishing there. I watched the road and they should got it to here, got it over the boats over. I said, well, I gotta come here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I got all these keikis around me. Oh, there is.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. The parents were there and they thought, yeah, guys, everybody got around the land.
Good. Well, you sound like a responsible flyer.
Yeah, I have thought about making a little 20 by 20 LC.
Yeah, well, I got me a little landing pad.
You can step inside of it and say,
Yeah.
Is this correct here? hawaiidroneclub@gmail.com?
Yeah, hawaiidroneclub@gmail.com. Can you put your name on it?
Ryan Lambert.
Are you Ryan Lambert?
I am.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, that's it.
Say yes?
Yeah, next.
All right. It should be it's right here.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm Ryan from the South. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, send. Let's see what that Cool. All right, it works. You're actually the first person to try. So happy.
All right, so
Hi, guys. Michael Lapp. Same thing. What is it on?
do you have PayPal?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so launch your PayPal app. Or go to PayPal online. That'll launch your
Yeah, I got, he was still at the mirror right here. I'm doing fine. Sorry I didn't get back to you yet.
Oh, no. When the time's right,
Just been doing some other stuff. I catch up with a lot of things. Same as you. I'll just shoot out an email tonight. Or
Cameras should be a question.
Yeah, exactly. Now, and I'm that is I get one day too. Yeah, yeah, and I'll send out a link. I'll send out a link to I mean, as long as you make the connection, so that's I think all the Oh, so funny. Hey, everybody, please sign up for your name, email, and on
Copy the email address here. Everywhere you get
I think I've seen that.
It'd be nice if you could stand up like that. You can watch That's what I do.
size of the center, because I'm just trying to get an idea of lens ratios to actual real estate. Okay, so short size. It's, well, even in DSLR, trying to get the individual Oh, you showed me.
Hi. My name's Kelly. Kelly, nice to meet you.
So it's right here, and it's got that little small thing. Can you do that?
I think so.
And we can hook it up to HDMI.
Yeah, that's the HDMI out adapter.
Yep.
I got you. So, okay, yeah, I was curious about that. That'll work fine, I think. You know, that was what I was worried about, was the smoke and mirrors part of it.
Yeah. And then if you want to just bring me your computer, we'll.
It's in the rough. The brown one? What was the certified handbag?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I just took one.
Is that what it does?
That's a, yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Get back again to the kids now.
Hey John, are you good with Max?
Yeah.
Is that this one? This lightning?
This is not,
That's
that's
a,
not lightning right there, I don't think.
So it's not. So it doesn't have it.
That's the wrong end though, I think.
Usually,
That goes into a phone.
yeah, this is normally we put in a phone.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they've got another one that's a 30-pin connector you put in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to get a,
Is there no Thunderbolt connection on there?
there's your Thunder. That's it right there. That's the Thunderbolt port.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, this isn't gonna fit.
I
Yeah.
also have it on the USB port.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
problem is the presentation is in Keynote. I don't know if it'll boot up.
Well, we can put it.
Uh-oh.
Let's try it.
Have
Let's
you got a
try it.
real adapter?
Yeah. Let's.
Used to.
Mike, let's try it, and we have it right. We can try it on.
Keep my PC up.
Okay.
We have to dig out a little bit early.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, that's not
No, yeah, well, we're getting it at both ends right now, but it's going to be
Anyway, let's go later. Appreciate it.
So you said it's on a thumb drive, right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, well, we sent our payments. Payment plan for 6 months.
Okay. Did you put your name on it? You're not sticking around?
Thanks, it's just unknown, because it might come from my business.
Yeah, you didn't put your name on
I didn't know.
it. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
I don't know if this place has got a Wi-Fi network
Yeah, they have
that
a
I can tie
Wi-Fi.
into.
Yeah,
Yes.
talk to
So here's the deal. It's if I can just get the video here to be displayed as there. I was thinking about bringing my Apple TV. I think it would have just been,
hey, Ryan.
yeah. So
We're trying to get. Is this the video? Removable disc.
it should say jump. There we go.
Yeah,
Another presentation.
let me get. I'm gonna ask what this is.
Ryan?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay, Ryan. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm on. Another presentation today.
WX presentation?
That's it right there. So I don't know.
Okay, so this is
This is
presentations.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Ryan got it.
Yeah. Well, if I can get.
I put it on the screen like I put it.
But this is local wins key. Is that a keynote? Oh, it is a keynote. Very good. Oh, but it needs to go on here because this is not.
No, this is HDMI. We can leave it on this. We can just play it there. So can you?
But I don't know if this will put a keynote.
The keynote is a Mac.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you don't think it's right? I don't know. Can you click on it?
Yeah, launch it. I downloaded launch.
It'll launch the other way though.
So
you open
you
on
got
Mac,
the
it'll launch
internet now, right?
Yeah, I don't think it will.
Is there a way that I can, now that I'm on the internet, can I get that? Is there a Wi-Fi where I can, like Apple TV? Okay, so if I can get the display down.
And you don't have firewire on this? Midnight firewire. Semi?
No.
And he doesn't have this either.
Oh, I see.
It's a different connection.
Mike, I'm gonna let Andy go.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, everybody.
That's just the power. That's it. This is me. So what I was hoping is that my this kind of Wi-Fi connection, I'm just talking to a TV, like Apple TV.
If we can actually first have a round of applause for Shane and the generous speech.
Loses all its cool.
Okay, Andy, I'll let you come up here, and sorry I don't have your graphic for you. I'll put the logo on top of that.
It's just a
I got you.
I'll just leave it here, so we can, everybody can remember.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Once you get
My
this
name is
to-
Andrew Ruiz. I'll be doing a little bit on the touch up some safety issues, concerns, and how to make some of those a little bit better among all the clients. As for me, I've been in the RC business or hobby for
So this and this.
mid-80s. I'd say 1986. AMA Life member. So I've been around. I am one of those guys that sort of deviated from the normal thing. I started off with RC helicopters, which we like to do a lot of 3D.
Your Chromecast your screen.
Do a lot of tricks that you won't really see on Then I got bored with that. I jumped into the airplane. Helicopter was one of my
So you need to go
spots.
to.
Let me try something
You need to
simple.
go to.
Just one. I crashed a lot of
Then you
them.
have to download YouTube.
Okay, that's just me. I'm backwards.
YouTube.
Now,
Right here.
I took a 15-year break in between.
You need Google Chrome and stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the.
Back in,
Who the iCloud.
2006. When I came back to Rush, got into the new technology of the helicopters. That was more of my passion. And with that portion of learning how to fly, and this is where I incorporated my safety. Helicopters, the RPM for their main rotors are over 2,100 So those grades are totally safe. And most people think it's only a wood or fiberglass, and it's more than not technology. Now they're incorporating carbon fiber. Now in the carbon fiber, being that is supposed to be strong, there's also lead weight in there. So basically, it cuts out the head, unfortunately, when there's an incident. I don't know how many of you guys ever heard that there was about 3 years ago where this one competitor or one of the Champagne RC treated demo pilot where they were just practicing on the New York, and helicopter was just feet away from him. There was a little mishap, or he did a wrong input. There was 3 gashes on his head, and he's dead.
Yeah, that's good.
So don't treat this drones or usually I'll speak back to my old days, probably they're multi-rotors. And that's what basically they are. Those are just basically what in this case is the proper usually names are multi-rotors. So even with what I'm seeing with all these new rotor blades coming up, their carbon fiber has to be incorporated. Most of you guys that I see, you guys, it's fun because I do it myself too, where you bring the drones down, where you use that's usually unloading. I try to discourage a lot of people from doing that. Only time I would convey and do something like that is when there's about an accident happens. When I've seen things where you have to lose total control of the drone and you have to run up and drop it before you hit the body. That's the only time that I would recommend taking the drone. Other than that, you do not or you stop doing that because they don't have to do this.
Yeah, we gotta go to
So that's one of the biggest issues. People do things like that. Yeah, it's fun, it's good, it's a trail, they all do the same, but that's usually for emergency cases. The other part that I would also highly recommend for safety is if you're flying in groups, like this past Sunday, I don't know how many of you guys attended the flight for Sunday. There was an incident that I would have said something, but I guess the other people that was nothing like that and mentioned it to the father and son where there was Inspire One flying around like among beginners. Usually a no-no for those situations because what it is you have so-called beginners, amateurs, and professionals. That's sort of fall on the beginner side. Those type of flying are meant to be more in a controlled environment or open space. Virtual is like a fast environment where I believe the kid was just blitzing around up and down. But I could tell already just by the listening of the talk. And for me being around RC helicopters, and we do have a lot of crashes with the that's part of the game. For most of you guys haven't experienced any crash yet, I'm glad you guys didn't because once you overcome that crash, there's that tendency to push it more. And that's when your safety aspect kind of like just push a lot to the side. Like, all right, let's do this. Once it's done, add a small crash. I can get it there to do it again. Now, you're basically doing that by putting safety aside and not thinking about anything else other than having a field day.
Okay, so no cast now.
I see a lot of people do that, and it's sort of concerning because now you have people complaining about near misses. Near misses are considered like people flying away. crashing close by to somebody's base. That's a lot that is coordinated. And those guys, those activists were commendable. And now technology is, you get into the applications, pay more attention on the monitor versus the bird. I for myself, I like to fly in between where I'm watching the monitor, but yet I'm watching the bird. So I have to take a 2-second glance at the monitor, and my main concern is where my unit is. And that's the safety aspect of that. If you're gonna do something like that, always fly there. You have strictly one guy monitoring your surroundings, or what we call your spotter. The spotters are basically your safety person. And you're talking to me, there's somebody over there kind of wearing your dog, or there's a cat running across the field. Get ready, that dog will change your truck, which is the norm. And guess what? It's happening at that point. So if you decide to fly on the road, be very cautious on that portion. These things, it's supposed to be almost fail-safe, but I don't even really pay that for where, yes, I program really firmware. This, but yet I just acting for those that stay late after the fly-in, I did a short demo on my S800, and I thought it was flying great because it was, but when I brought it down to that flying that day, my unit was just acting weird. So things to look for and all those things, and I just decided I wanted to go high, but yet my unit was acting up. I decided to say no, it's good, I just follow it. So that's one thing that you guys might want to think about, learning the bird more, so you can kind of predict where the accident is about to happen. Any other question on that? I'll just take this question short. Majority of you guys, I believe I have the trust in you, use more common sense versus you like when you like pure super kind of approach where I do treat you one for take. Flying the drones itself is just, for me, that hobby is such a reactive. Any questions?
I'm still flying helicopters?
I still do fly helicopters, and I'm reverting back to pilot racing, which I'm starting to get back into the 250 mile an hour bracket.
And then you can just do it look just like this.
That bird takes more skills, more crashes.
Sorry, we'll see what happens.
I see why I see people it's steeper. So one of my birds, if I do reach my bird, that's $1,000 that I just crash and take down. Helicopters have average with the per crash is like $400 per crash. Drones, I have a 3D drone which will fly invert, sit down, it's called an invert. My crash on that per crash is like less than $10. So I'm going a cheaper one. There's that.
Did you ever find out why you were getting all that vibration?
All that vibration, I know because it was my fault too for not really following up and doing a pre-flight inspection, which I screwed up. But I did trust the bird because that was usually what happened is when I travel from point A from one show to another show, it's usually operational. But I guess on the biggest event show, somebody probably did something that I wasn't aware of. That people that would have like signs something like that before work time, and yes, I should have checked it out before that. Other than that, it was pretty much well, all of you guys, I know you guys maybe dealing with the Phantoms and dealing more with the high-end side. There's a lot of calibrations and gains and a lot of things that I have to do where, but versus you guys will just have a new battery to get flying. I would bring up my computer, I can do this, check everything out, check all my numbers and all my numbers are properly set, and I do a quick test, and I will do this back and forth. It's pretty much,
So basically, you didn't follow the test.
yes, I did it. It was my fault on that one. So, but yes, I do usually pay more close attention to that. Because one of the days that I just let's try. It's usually my
You
daily.
assumed it was.
It's assumed, yes. Because that's usually my daily burn. I try to have my toilet up for every day. So I usually take that guy out once for 10 minutes, and then the rest of the all should be fine with the ball. So, but just that 2 week break in between, I say, oh, let's just put it away.
So, one of the things at the Drone Academy that we teach, and anybody who's a pilot here knows, if you were to fly a regular aircraft, or if you go and get on a foreign airline flight or something, you'll see the pilot people walk around in the aircraft. That's a pre-flight inspection. So that's one of the things we do, is for everybody to do a pre-flight inspection. So you kind of know how your aircraft is. If you have something, you can identify it with the physical function. And then once the aircraft is started, but while it's still on the ground with the prop spinning, you can check and make sure all your channels are working and everything is basically good. To find out if you have any issues while you're still on the ground before you get the thing airborne. Now, and even when you get airborne, one of the my thinking is I take it up to about a foot off the ground, and I do all of my basic checks a foot off the ground, so that if something happens, it's a lot closer to the cracks. And then after I've done that for a little while, then I'll take it out. And that would be the equivalent to doing all of his checks there, just prior to taking money.
I'm basically what he does too. I do that a lot. And if you guys see me, I kept it pretty low, and I was watching everything. So, other thing too, because my scout does, I do 2 stages. I'll do one, maybe about 2-3 feet up and down, because my usually bigger and I have a lot of rotor wash. Then my next level is 10 feet. And I usually watch it from there. Starting with that, if it's backing up, I'll do a little quick forward and backwards. And if it still doesn't want to shake it up, I'm down. Yeah, I just don't continue flying. Because then, now I'm engaging a lot of people. So then, plus, I don't want to make a in front of everybody. I'll be crashed.
Yeah, that's a big headache. Yeah. And we'd like to have Andy, maybe, if not every club meeting, every other club meeting, have an opportunity to just, talk about safety, talk about some techniques. There's a lot of other things that we're not going to talk about today. Just flying control, thumb movement, and all that stuff. So he's a great knowledge for the club. And so if we have other people out here who have other expertise, Josh, for example, I know you're pretty good with cameras. Maybe if somebody else wanted to have a short little talk about apertures, lenses, settings, something like that, or somebody else, if somebody has any other expertise, maybe Bob or Kevin, maybe something very aviation related, we can have one of our members come up, and that gets to that first part of the sharing when we talk about education, that's included educating yourself. And we can. Okay, while we're getting all that queued up, John, we can have a little Q&A time. Ray, if you ask this question.
Yeah, we already talked.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Christian, so right now people are shooting commercial work. And are they getting into trouble? Is that something that's on the radar of FAA or somebody's shooting something commercially and they don't have the exemption? Right. Is that something that they are now being exposed to that can come back?
Oh yeah, $10,000 fine. $10,000 fine, and if you have a pilot's license, if you don't have your exemption, you can take away your license.
That's the FAA.
Right, that's the FAA.
Is that happening?
Yeah, in fact, in the Drone Academy class, we have a short video about a gentleman who has basically been sued by the FAA for operating commercially without. So in Hawaii? No, this was in New Jersey. Yeah. Well, but I mean, it's nationwide. The FAA is a federal agency, so anytime you're in the airspace, you're under their jurisdiction. And the 2 speakers we had last month were the inspectors. So they will be the ones who would receive the letter from, and if it's blatantly obvious, you're doing personally, they'll probably warn you if it is the first time. but obviously your name's on some sort of production or credit or something, it's pretty easy for them to say, XYZ company, and then it would be very easy, and then they'll get it on the mail. Yeah. But I mean, as a club, we promote to do it right, and that's why we tell people to get the triple free, and that's why that Business Academy we offer an opportunity to come out and learn how to get your exemption. Because as a club, and I think just as a community, we don't want to have a bad name.
Right.
And here in about a year, here in about a year, the FAA is going to come out with something called a Part 107. And the Part 107 is basically going to be an equivalent of a drone driver's license. And you're not going to have a pilot. You're not going to have a pilot's license. You're going to have to just go take a written test, be subject to a TSA screening, be 17 years old, be able to speak English, a number of things, and it's going to be very equivalent to like driving. And that's coming down the road. No, amateurs will be exempt from that. Yeah, you'll get so Bob, I think you'll get a pilot, it's every month, yeah. Yeah. You can use your name. So what the FAA said was that for amateurs who are flying for personal or recreational use, you will be exempt from that license because you're not flying.
So I have a real basic question about amateurs.
Mike, are you ready to?
No, go ahead. We're having technical difficulties, so.
If I get a drone and I'm in my backyard,
Yeah.
can I fly it within the confines of my lot?
Oh yeah, you can fly more than the confines of your lot. You can fly in your lot, and you can fly over the airspace of your neighbor's yard and your surrounding.
So they can't call the police and say, hey, my neighbor's buzzing my house, or?
Yeah, well, so if you could be a nuisance, they could call you and basically just if it's playing your music too loud or something like that. But they do not own the airspace of your house. So just like if there's a helicopter flying over your house, you don't call up Honolulu and say, hey, there's some blue Hawaiian helicopter over my house, because that's not your house. I mean, that's the airspace. You don't get
Unless he just hovers.
Right, now he's hovering over your house, and he's also got cameras spying on you. So none of that would be allowed. But if you were on your neighbor's property, she did not give you permission to fly, then that would also not be allowed. But because you're on your house, you have your permission to fly. And in fact, there was a ruling, a report, a neighbor got out a shotgun and shot a drone down, and he was liable for destruction of personal property, because that was not his drone. You can't just go and crash.
Flew over his house.
Because it's not, yeah. Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Terry, one second, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, see what California just passed?
I've not seen California.
California just passed a rule that says that you're not allowed to fly the drone 350 foot above somebody else's property.
Really? And that passed?
That's a new ruling that just came up. Yeah, now, the question becomes, the FAA supposedly has jurisdiction.
Right, yeah.
How can the state of California do that?
Right, yeah.
You're trying to fight the FAA because they're ultimately state laws, and FAA is federal.
Yeah.
So even though it might be, it's saying it's illegal, they're just like having cannabis dispensaries, right? It's illegal federally, it's statewide, it's illegal, so it's very unusual.
So who rules?
Well, you'd still probably get arrested and prosecuted locally.
Like California.
Yeah,
But if it's only, but they don't have jurisdiction.
right, well, if it went to court, you went to federal court, you could probably get it overturned, right? Because there's ambiguity in the law.
You can see the reason. People don't want to drone your house in your backyard. Just don't want that. So if somebody's doing that, then the public would go ahead and use it.
Yeah.
Put up with that. If you flying over like curtain stuff, he just goes, zips it up and goes down the park and comes back to you. That's a different thing. If you hovering, right, and you're hovering my house.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna have a concern about it, right?
Oh,
So the 350 feet, I understand that. Some lawmaker looked at that and went, okay, from 350 feet, that's not really gonna be an issue, that road's gonna be high up.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of people, but
But from 100 feet up is a non-issue too. You can barely even hear the thing. Right? So I can understand what you're saying completely, and I agree.
Yeah.
At 100 feet, or let's say at 50 feet, if you're sitting over someone's house, it could be considered as a nuisance. But at 150 feet, you know, you'd have to be looking for it, even see that it's flying over. You can't even hear it. Right? Certainly at 350 feet, you can't hear it.
So that's why, I mean, you can fly in your own personal property. We encourage people to go to the public parks, the legal public parks to fly, the one on Quarry Road, the Great Park, the Sand. That's just because, one, you're not gonna have any issues with your food places to fly. And it's also more fun to go out there and fly with other people and do that money, you all have experience.
I'm thinking of, you know, if you did something like change crops or
Yeah,
you just want to try it out.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, if you live next to an airport, even though you're flying in your backyard, the letter of law says you can call Honolulu Control and say, hey, I'm going to be flying in my backyard. Now, common sense will say you're not flying above your roof line. I'm talking to the 737 coming down at 40 feet. You should be okay. But the letter of law will say that if you're within that 5 miles, you have to call them and say, hey, I'll be operating for the next half hour, 50 feet here on my I'm sorry, I'm sure, I'm confused, Ryan.
Yeah, I just had a comment about the 350 exemption. Sorry about that. It's just, so even if you go through this process of, I called and spoke to the FAA representative, you still need a private pilot's license in order to be a pilot in charge of the aircraft. So you as an entity, if you have a commercial company, you know, XYZ LLC, and you apply for the FAA exemption, they grant it to you, and you now are in control of this exemption, you still need to register the aircraft and have a licensed pilot flying. So unless you're a licensed private pilot, then getting the exemption doesn't really help you fly the drone.
Right.
All it does is give you the right to fly.
Now, that is a true statement. I will say, though, to add on to that, though, it is going to be cheaper for you, and so we talked about this in one of the academy classes. If you are a company and you want to do a lot of photography, it will be cheaper for you to hire out a pilot at $100 or $150 an hour rather than to hire a triple-free company at, $500 an hour or whatever it is. Because in one way, it's your triple-free with your insurance, with your aircraft, jump cheap.
I'll beat it.
Yeah.
Whatever you charge.
Yeah.
I'll charge twice less.
And so
I'll talk to you guys.
Yeah. So but if you have a triple free, then the cards are in your hand now, and all you have to do is find a pilot, and then it gets to be some sort of a, hey, $80, 80 an hour, 75 an hour, okay, but the cards are in your hand. But if you don't have triple free or anything, then the cards are in the hand of the production or the filming, area filming that has all that stuff.
So that's for sure, right? What you say now?
That's on that website.
Triple E would not allow me to shoot virtually.
No, until you have a private or recreational or sport license.
And Mike, I'm stalling for you.
I think we've actually got it.
So
drives.
There you go.
And I'll tell you, Jessica, is how many of you drive? How many of you have to take a driver's license that state driver's license? And when you get a driver's license, learn what and it only makes sense if the government says, well, we're going to be able to put you in a vehicle, you can kill people, you can take lives yourself or others, you need to know the general rules. So that's why right now the FAA says we're going to give you you're going to get an operating aircraft, which is going to basically take people's lives. You can take, you can seriously injure somebody. So the only way you know the rules of the road is to have a pilot. So that they're making that blanket statement right now, and then it'll be easier for them to make rules less restrictive than to make it more.
But right now, 17-year-old kid can just pick up a Phantom and fly and kill somebody. Not doing the recreational, right? I mean,
Yeah. Right. The problem there is the collecting up $1. So it's like you could pick up S9000, right, and fly it into a Safeway or whatever, or hurt someone, or recreationally and you can just pick it up and fly it. In case I can use everything in shape for it.
Just generate money there.
Thanks. I'm saying, like, so, what the problem is the exchange of the dollar, that doesn't make a lot
Even
of
if you
sense.
don't take any money, if you do it for your business, you're still liable for that. They don't care if you take money or not. Yeah.
I mean, that's a crazy, I know.
I see some people take donations, which is, it doesn't mean.
This is a healthy discussion. I'm happy everyone's here.
What's the cheapest license you can get?
This would be a sport pilot, and a sport pilot will run you about $8,000.
You get one job, you can say that.
Well, and I got this guy. So there's been a number of people who have asked the Drone Academy, are we? So unfortunately, they don't offer sport pilots like they only offer private. That's the difference is about 2 to 3. And what I tell people is that if you were to spend $10,000 on this license and the rules changed in a year, would you have the desire to go out and fly the plane? And if you do not have that desire to go out and rent a plane to fly, then you might want to hold off and save 10 grand and wait until the laws change when you get your drone
I'm
license.
gonna be paid a fine more than 10 grand. Jeez. So in other words, if I do that, I get caught. That fine right there, so I'm just throwing the license.
Right.
Buy a couple of planes with that.
Right. Yeah.
And you get fined. And then when you go to pay the fine.
Okay, are you, all right. Okay, good enough, everybody. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, so Mike, I'll let Mike introduce himself. Mike is a fine American, and we're lucky to have him here and be part of the club. The reason why I asked him to speak about weather today is it just follows our general theme of aviation, of pilot, of all this stuff. Is all the people who operate drones need to understand just a little bit about the weather. You know, a lot more than just somebody who's driving a car and knows that it's raining outside. So every month we'll have a short little brief, and I think Mike hits the bullet on the head with that today. So we're running a little bit long, but I think everyone will be very interested in your topic. Okay, I can see your button, please.
Okay, yeah. I apologize folks for the technical stuff going on here. This is kind of a dry run, and
How do I advance?
that's what I was asking. I think.
I'll just use my.
Okay.
There we go. Yep, I'm good.
Okay. Let's go to the introduction. My name's Michael. I'm a retired Coast Guard guy. Let me introduce Patrick Lewis.
I'll let you drive.
Yeah, you just lost your job.
I'll drive your boss.
You have an exemption for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't going to work.
I don't think that's gonna do anything.
Okay, so I know you guys are supposed to be out of here by like right now, so I appreciate you hanging around for just a little bit longer. I'll try to go through this as quickly as I can. But I'm thankful that the presentation's up. Honestly, I don't know if I can give this weather brief just off the top of my head. Maybe John can, but I can't. So I want to try to go through this quickly. So again, I've been married to my wife Pamela for about 5 years. She is the boss, and she'll tell you that. We moved to Big Island after I retired from the Coast Guard in 2013. From there, I came to Oahu just about last year. I enjoy scuba diving, I like camping, I love big rig jeeps, and then amateur radio. And that leads me to why we're here. I just got a call sign just recently this year, Whiskey Hotel 6 Echo Romeo Sierra. And I enjoy being a part of the Undersea Amateur Radio Club of Hawaii. And I'm currently working with Honolulu Department of Emergency Management RACES, which is Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Services. I'm a weather enthusiast. That means I'm a weather geek. I wear that proudly. And I'm not a professional meteorologist. That means I do not have a meteorology degree. Don't confuse me for an actual meteorologist. It just means I like the weather a lot. So, I was asked to come and talk to a drone club. Now, so what does a drone club care about weather? I mean, it's a very broad subject. And Ryan had suggested looking winds, microclimates, weather systems. And so I had to do some studying myself to figure out, well, what the heck is that and how am I going to present it? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Earth's atmosphere just briefly, see what its components are, and ask the question, what is wind exactly? How would we describe it? What makes the wind move? That's kind of important. And then we're going to talk about different types and scale of meteorology. It's not all the same. We're going to do a little bit of general circulation theory, not much, but I want to kind of tie this into the local winds. And then we're going to talk about what kind of local winds you might expect here on islands. Then we'll do a few key point reviews. I'll give you some training and weather resources if you guys want. All right, this is the big pale blue dot. And the reason it looks like that is because it has an atmosphere. Very fortunate that we have it. So what comprises our gases and our wind is actually made up of gas molecules. We've all learned that nitrogen is the primary component of our atmosphere. It's inert gas, about 78, 79%. Oxygen is about 41%, not enough. A little bit of argon in there, and then we've got some other halogen gases. We've also got some water vapor that's in the atmosphere, about 4%. By the way, I was kind of nervous about this presentation, and John goes, just relax, I have PhD in this, so he's going to be checking it. So anyway, we were geeking out on stuffing our physics whole pizza pie. So this might be of interest to some of you. Everybody knows it gets cold when you go high in altitude, correct? This is the thermal profile of our atmosphere. It's a little bit idealized. Notice we're starting this low, 200 degrees Celsius. We're going to go all the way on the x-axis to the left, and what it's doing is getting colder as we go with altitude. What happens right here, right about the tropopause? Wow, it switches back. That's kind of odd. Look at that. It comes back again, and it switches back again. Anybody seen that before? Interesting. So what about all these different idealized layers? Well, we have 5 primary layers. We got the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere. And these are the approximate altitudes in meters and miles for thicknesses. The one that's most important to us is the layer that's right in contact with the Earth's surface. That's the troposphere. And it's about 7 miles thick. And it varies depending on where we are, because our atmosphere, the troposphere, is actually deeper at the equator than it is at the poles. And that's due to thermal variation. Okay, Earth's weather. Here's a quiz for you. Anybody remember what layer of the atmosphere? Absolutely. Troposphere. Troposphere is the layer of the atmosphere closest to the ground and extends upwards about 7 miles. It does change in very Okay. So what is wind? I have no idea. Anybody else know?
Circulation of gas.
Of course, it's right. In a sentence, it can be described as, wait for it, air movement along the Earth's surface. That was pretty close.
Yeah, this is.
So what makes it wind? Well, it turns out atmospheric motion is actually very, very complex, and it's dynamic. The atmosphere behaves more like a fluid than what a gaseous state or liquid state. Think of lava lamps, think of stuff like that. And wind develops due to spatial differences in pressure. And it's a little bit warmer over here than over here. It's a little bit colder up here than it is down here. The air moves horizontally from high pressure to low pressure. High pressure gradients down to low pressure. It also moves vertically from low pressure to high pressure. Now warming land, rising up like a hot air balloon. Influencing forces, things called PGF, Coriolis force effect, and gravity. I'll go down there in a minute. Buoyancy, inversions, divergence. What the heck really turns wind? Rotational wind, vortices, deep pressures, and balance and equilibrium on the planet. Earth is striving for thermal and barometric equilibrium. And this hope that it never achieves it. If it does, we will get planet. Atmospheric motion, look something like this. This is actually one of vapor images in color again. Anybody else ever think that? It's just me?
Just curious.
I've never given this presentation before. So I've got the maps to do dynamic stuff. Okay, there's many factors that influence the motion in the atmosphere. Let's talk about the Earth's orbit. It's elliptical. It takes about 365 days for a solar for a Earth in 1 year orbit around our sun. The Earth's rotation is a 24-hour diurnal cycle between day and night. Not only that, but we're tilted. We're not exactly 90 degrees to our axis. We're actually about 23.5 degrees, which accounts for our seasons. And the Earth's shape. We're not exactly spherical. We're not exactly like that twinkling marble that we saw. We're more of what's called an ellipsoid, which basically means the Earth is squatting. We're a bit fatter and wider at the equator, and a little bit narrower at the north to south axis. Earth's composition, about 25% land, solid land mass, 75% water. These are thermal characteristics between water and land. The Earth's surface is smooth, fluffy, bumpy. It's like a granola bar, right? Or some leading causes thermal variation. Thermal variation causes pressure differentials that we talked about, and thermal variation and pressure differentials cause air motion or wind. So it looks something like this. The sun sends solar energy to the Earth. It's reflected by the Earth. Usually, temperature and pressure variations occur all over the planet all the time. We're done. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I know. All right. So what does it look like? This is basically a kind of an idealized version of what you get. The thing to pay attention to is that you notice the Earth is tilted on the axis. That accounts for our seasons. We know that in the southern hemisphere here, this is basically the summertime, and in the northern hemisphere, so it's the winter time. The angle of incidence vary depending on the temperature of the Earth on its axis. And here's a bit of a, I don't know if this one's going to work out. Okay. There you go, that's impressive, right? So if you watch it go around the sun, you better pay attention to this guy. He's up at the in the northern hemisphere, at about 30 degrees north latitude, and you can see the angle of incidence change as the sun goes around. That's important for differences in heat. Okay. Oh no, geez. Global circulation. What is the primary cause of wind on the Earth?
Pressure.
Which is in pressure. And I heard the sun is heat, right? Differences in pressure differentials are caused by variation in heat, right? Absolutely. Uneven heating of the planet, solar radiation, heat energy from the sun warms the Earth and the atmosphere, uneven winds and thermal and pressure variation, providing a mechanism for movement of air. So how does all this work together? Well, it turns out that George Hadley first came up with this idea in 1735. He's an English lawyer, and my favorite, he was an amateur meteorologist. And he wasn't really satisfied with this guy, Halley's theory. He's the guy that's Halley's Comet named after, right? So here's a single cell model. Notice that you basically have lifting of air at the poles, at the equator, where it's warm. It rises, it moves forward, it descends, and it goes right back down. That's a single cell model. It kind of works, and it is actually a component, but it's not everything that describes accurately what's going on. So he hadn't recognized that there was to this. He thought that the Earth rotation had something to do with this. But what was it? And how does it work? Well, something called Coriolis effect. So Gaspard de Coriolis, he's French mathematician and engineer and scientist, supposedly back then. He described Coriolis forces in his paper in 1835, which is basically the collection of moving objects, in this case air, for our atmosphere, relative to rotating reference point. In this case, it's the Earth. It's kind of hard to figure out what all that means. Northern hemisphere deflects to the right, southern hemisphere deflects to the left from the observer's perspective. To my right, if I'm in the northern hemisphere, to my left, if I'm in the southern hemisphere. This is called the Coriolis effect. It counts for trading things.
So here's what it looks like in motion. Notice this cannonball is fired. Okay. This is first law. Does it work here? Travel in a straight line, the lack of going. But notice this strange curve right here. Why is that? Right when it's fired, right there at this point. Notice it's deflecting to the right. This is Coriolis force. And that's the Coriolis effect. If you want to have a good laugh, go to YouTube, type that in, you'll see people sitting on a merry-go-round stage and they're trying to play catch with you. You'll never catch the ball. It's not going to happen. Artillery, rockets, inertial guidance systems, all that's important because of Coriolis.
Toilets too, though.
Toilets? Yep. So glad you asked. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit more into, we're getting a little closer to what really is going on with our planet, fluid dynamics, right? Now we've got not just a single cell going from the equator to the pole and sending back down. Now we've got the Hadley cell. Remember Hadley? We talked about that guy? We also have a Farrell cell. I have no idea who he is.
Really?
Probably do. And the Boulder cell. So what's going on? This is that we have a high low pressure center, and I'll describe it a little bit more in the next slide. I apologize if I'm trying to rush this as quickly as I can. So this is really getting down. This is more accurate, but this is still a very idealized model about what's going on. Some of the key features, and I'm sorry I don't have my pointer, but it's not going to work on the glass. Probably want to start here. Look at these at the ITCC. Tropical convergence zone. This is a belt of low pressure right here. Air rises up. You can see it kind of turns around. I think I'm blocking the photo there, but you can look at the diagram, kind of follow those arrows and see what's happening. Really, what's happening? Coriolis is taking over right here. Right here at the mid latitude. This is where we not mid latitude. I'm sorry. Right around where the Hadley cell is. And in the southern hemisphere, right here is trades. The northeastern trades and the southeastern trades. Notice that they're reflecting, but in opposite directions, right? This is because if you have to imagine right now the Earth is spinning at counterclockwise rotation, and that can kind of make any sense. So here's what it looks like in, I'm going to show you the animation out of Florida. With all that stuff. You guys don't care. Let's keep going. Quick question. Drain your water in the bathtub in the toilets. So does water in fact drain clockwise and counterclockwise in the southern hemisphere?
Yes.
Yes. We have a question. Yes. Anybody else want to take a guess? There's only one other possibility. And here's what they're telling me. Contrary to popular misconception, water rotation of home bathrooms under normal circumstances is not related to Coriolis effect or fluidization of the Earth. Wow. The formation of a vortex over a flood hole may be explained by conservation of angular momentum. That basically means that the more dominant force is angular momentum, because you could be in Australia flushing your toilet, probably still going to go down. There you go. Now you can invest at bars and get your groups for free.
You might use.
There you go. It could happen. Okay, so pressure systems. We were talking about those. What are they? These big H's and L's that we see on maps. IMO is what it stands for, absolutely. Here's an example of the northern hemisphere above and the southern hemisphere on the bottom. We see a high pressure system and a low pressure system, and they're exactly reversed in the southern hemisphere. Here might be a good point to talk about convergence and divergence. If you look at the little tail of the arrow, notice that it starts at the vortex of the H and it moves outward. That's called divergence. And then on the low pressure system, we see them coming in like a vacuum, right? It's low pressure, that's convergence. So if you hear other guys talk about, we've got convergence in the upper levels and divergence in the lower levels, that's what we're talking about. So in the northern hemisphere, I just moved it again. Sorry guys, this wasn't how I intended to deliver it. But anyways, let's just keep moving with it. Basically, I was going to show you a high and low pressure system with some different pressure gradient forces and how that works. But this is what happens. Pressure gradient force, things are going to move in a pressure gradient that is from higher to lower pressure. So that's why the high and low pressure systems are significant. Okay? Air moves from high to low pressure. PGF, those Coriolis, those gravity, those geostrophic wind flow, that's where we actually get the long wind patterns. That's what geostrophic wind is. It's essentially where the Coriolis and pressure gradient force equal each other. We're not going to do that. Here's our following features. High pressure, low pressure, and pressure gradient force. Okay, look at these two models here. Can you identify which one is high pressure and which one is low pressure? Based on what we've learned about rotation and subsidence. Let's take a quick about high pressure. It's going to be a little confusing. I took this slide in here to confuse the hell out of you.
Which hemisphere?
Somebody's already ahead of it. There you go. CNH. This is high pressure. You know that in the northern hemisphere, high pressure systems rotate
Outward.
and clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise.
Oh, that's right. When I looked at this, my northern hemisphere brain said, ah, look, the guy screwed up the animation. No, I'm the one that's messed up. This is perfectly acceptable if you're in the southern hemisphere. Notice that you've got divergence from a high pressure that is a big slope with mound of air, and a particle of air is going down a slide, this direction, descending air, sliding into the low, and then coming out the other side. And the low is drawing everything back up with like a vacuum. That's how that works. Okay, so the scale of the atmosphere. Let's get on with this. Okay, we talked a little bit about global circulation. We talked about additive, we talked about corridors, we talked about the single cell model, the 3-cell model, we talked about rotation of the Earth, and we talked about where those fragments come from. That's our global scale, that's global circulation. The weather that we get sometimes when we get a broad look at the 48 states, for example, that's synoptic scale weather. This is where you're going to get your weather from, high pressure, low pressure. Thunderstorms and tornadoes, we talk about mesoscale weather. Right? That's right around here. That's about what we would call maybe, cities and such. Microscale. I think this is probably where the drone guys are going to be more excited. This is small weather. This is happening in seconds and minutes. It's changing constantly. Let's talk about local wind in Hawaii. And I'll tell you, I'm not an expert on Hawaii, I'll put that right now. But for all physics, as far as I know, they behave everywhere the same. So local winds are characterized by following. Winds are influenced by more by topography than large-scale pressure systems. Means land. Winds blow over a relatively short distance. Now that kind of means difference. And winds are caused by uninterfered.
That's why tornadoes are at the
Okay, well.
more often.
Yeah, well, if you're complaining, yeah, we'll talk about it. We can talk about those in another. Okay, winds are typically diurnal. That means they have a 24-hour cycle day and night. That's because they rely on heat from the sun. That's the power. Like any thunderstorms. You guys remember those two, right? Yesterday and the day before, how we had during the daytime, we had heating and we had a lot of convection and instability in the atmosphere, and boom, it took loose. And then it cooled off. And it is gone. Okay. Local winds are named according to their origin and are commonly referred to as sea land breezes, valley and mountain breezes, upslope downslope breezes. I think that's it. Okay, so a sea breeze originates from seaward and it blows inland towards the land during the daytime. From what we talked about already, pressure gradients, pressure differentials, changes in thermal activity. Is this going to make a little bit of sense on the sea breeze? Look at where the high pressure is. We talk about high to low pressure. That is, air is moving in on a high pressure towards the land. And the reason this is relatively lower pressure is because it's warmer. And what happens to air, portion of air, if I heat it up? If I have some molecules, it won't expand, right? And what's hot air do in a hot air balloon? It rises. It's going to rise up here. Now, there's an induced low here because of this relatively high pressure. The air is never static. Static, it's dynamic, it's constantly changing. It's like squeezing a balloon. Something's always going to have to do it. Now, this situation reverses itself here in the heating.
Right now, in the nighttime scenario, we get a land breeze. That is because the breeze is coming offshore from land. The reason it's doing that is because the high pressure just changed locations now. We'll talk about valley breezes and mountain breezes. So what are those? Well, the same dynamics are at play here. We're still talking about pressure differential. We're talking about 34 on land. And how it works is, during the daytime, the land is going to heat up faster than the air. And what it's going to do is it's going to induce a low pressure area. And the air is going to expand, so it'll be lighter, so it will rise. Then it's going to induce high. You're going to get this rotation here. And it's going to rise up. The air from the bottom of the valley now rises up to the top. Then you see some convection. There's a condensation of clouds. And it's reversed again in the night cycle. What about upslope breezes? What kind of the same thing? The components of diurnal wind patterns, that's that 24-hour solar cycle that we have. It's usually set up when we have weaker synoptic flow, okay? So synoptic pressure is like our northeast trades, right? You guys heard the guys say, oh, yeah, we've got something disrupting our lovely northeast trades, and so we're going to return to daytime land breezes and nighttime sea breezes and nighttime land breezes, right? You heard the way that I say that? Yeah, talk to me about that. Typically, these are stronger on the southeastern slope. Like if you have solar panels, for example, how do you face your solar panels? But you basically sound right? The reason you want to do that is you want to track the sun from the east to west. You want to do as much incoming solar radiation as efficient. On the opposite side, you're doing the same thing. You're absorbing, this is the, how to describe the differences in absorption of heat from the sun throughout the day and the evening. Like that about 4 minutes. Okay, so we've got one phase. What happens here is we begin to see some lifting due to the low pressure that comes up over the ridges and it settles down in the valley where you have some subsidence here. Midday phase. Sun is more overhead. Now you've got more continual slopes. You're going to start seeing maximum intensity of the upslope wind. We're going to see convection, maybe some trigger some thunderstorms. And that continues through the day, and then it begins to be one of the ways through the slide. This is the same thing, except reverse. This is the same dynamic process that's taking place as wind breezes and land breezes. And here's the difference here. At night, after things are cool, you might see some inversion. This is where you have an area of cooler air sandwiched in with a bit moisture air and a cold air on top. What it does is it creates a problem air on flat. This is also referred to as the inversion. Valley winds. Same processes. Up valley during the daytime, down valley during the night. That's really all you need to do. We can talk about upslope winds, it's not and that's what it looks like when you put it on the interesting thing about this slide, not that it says so on the slide, but what happens is during the week, you start to get this upslope wind movement, and then at some point in the morning, but after the initiation of the initial upslope winds, then the valley, the exact opposite occurs at night. You begin to get some subsidence, you get sinking air, it's cooler, it's denser, it's more compact, it goes slide down, and then you get down valley breeze as well. Some point following the initial downside. This is kind of what's going on with some of the valleys here. I think that's it, guys. We're talking about atmospheric gases, primary food gases for our atmosphere, nitrogen, the other one, oxygen, if we have oxygen, and argon. We talked about layers of the atmosphere, we talked about thermal characteristics of the atmosphere. We talked about tropopause in the troposphere, where the weather occurs about 7 miles deep. We talked about colder and warmer air in high moods from voltage to warmer, and high pressure to low pressure. We talked about our 3-cell models. We talked about prevailing trades in industry
winds and global winds. We even talked about some of these local winds and how to name those. And I think that's it. Okay.
How do
So
we
anyway,
relate that to drone flying?
what's that?
How do we relate that to flying drones?
Well, I think you can probably get some idea of weather patterns and wind movements based on a diurnal pattern. This was more about a 24-hour cycle and what you're going to see in a microwave climate. So we're, the stuff about mesoscale or global weather is not going to help you. Perhaps you find it somewhat interesting. But local wind patterns are probably where you need to stay. And you know what? Observation is your best tool for that. That's what weather guys do. If you're local and you observe the weather in a particular area, you begin to read it just like anything else. Like a surf guy can read the swell. You know what's going to happen. You're going to know whether, based on the local area, the topography, how the winds are going to play off of these things. And that kind of gives you a basic idea of what's going on. I'm sorry.
I was going to pertain to his question, how will this refer to the drone side with the what is he's teaching about. For me, as I'm flying for so long, and I just started to realize what he was coming into play because I use the wind factor a lot when flying, especially when we're doing 3D. We have to compensate because you guys are so used to flying under the GPS mode. For me and the other 3D pilots, we fly strictly on manual. So we rely on knowing how the wind blows, because when we're like inverted upside down and there's a gust of wind just come out of nowhere and we're not prepared for that, the bird will just hit the deck in a heartbeat. So it does play a factor with the wind patterns and flying. You guys may not notice yet, but as soon as you get more hands-on and your flying situation, you will start noticing all the difference, like when to fly in this condition of wind factors. Wind factors do have a lot of role in flying.
Yeah, especially if it's constant changing, where you get a certain track coming in.
Okay, that concludes everything. Thank you very much. To just conclude and bring it all home, I know we have a pilot here, Bob, Kevin, and Alex. So, was any of that stuff that Mike talked about on an FAA written exam? In terms of
That's what they want you to know to become a private pilot.
Right.
That's your basics.
And so in addition to this being applicable to microclimate, if this was absolutely the most painful 15 minutes of your life, maybe you do not want to try to go and get a commercial, because if you want to pass your FAA written exam, you're going to be able to.
That's 10 hours of that.
You're going to have to be able to understand.
10 hours? Yeah.
You're going to have to be able to understand this type of information and be able to pass that. And so if that was eye gouging, then maybe being a pilot is not something that you, and so I'm serious here, maybe, I mean, and there's a lot more, there's a whole section on magnetic variation and poles and magnets, and so these are all the things that go
Plus you have rain and fog and...
Right, we didn't talk about any of that. And so these are just kind of things, and so what I'm trying to do is expose you to what it is to be an airman and be able to understand all of these things, and that should kind of help you realize that the FAA doesn't consider these aircraft, if you're going to fly them, even if you fly them recreationally, you put a little bit of pilot. So, anyway, guys, our next meeting is going to be September 17th. So that's the third Thursday next month. It's going to be here. Shane already signed up for it, so here we are. I'll email out everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
I appreciate it. There's a notepad back there. You go ahead and put your name down, put everything down. Next month, it's going to be drones for search and rescue. So that gentleman, I think his name was Ted? No, not Ray.
Back from Texas?
Ray. Yeah, Ray. So there's two people from his organization, a woman named Jennifer, and then also Ted Ralston. They're going to be coming, as well as some local PAM operators, to talk about drones for search and rescue, emergency management, that kind of stuff. And so the club has been approached by an organization called CERT. Basically, it's a local emergency management group. If there's something bad, they get with the ham radios, you get with the local fire, police, and the drones to initially used to go survey a situation before rescue. That's going to be next month's topic, and it should be a little bit shorter. Bob, can you comment? Oh, okay. I don't know what else. So, and we're open to recommendations. So if anybody has any topic that you think that can bring a speaker in, let me know. And maybe one month we can have whatever. Hooters comment. Somehow relate that to girls. I don't know. Yeah. But two girls. Yes. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Everybody, thanks again. Please, well, actually, if I can have everybody help clean up. You pick up the chair and put it up against the wall here. Change and really help. We want to make it Bob, right? Is it Bob? You said it was Bob? Yeah. Sorry.
Like things for sale.
Josh's point, you can get it. And I will also say that you never know how to create like there's something that but for example, but that's the things now you have to and then you never know. I'm so he's here with me. He's here.
It's not virtual control because it is a electronic control. So, you just have me, recreational trucks. I'm not doing this commercial. Not paid. I draw it, and then he can shoot pictures because he's not driving.
Yeah, I mean, we'll always work around. I know. It's not like he has the first one to come to the party. No. Everybody in the nobody's actually thought of that. Yeah. And I mean, my wife, I had a do kids, you know, you have to be aware. And, you know,
So what's the cost of that?
Because
it is 17-year-old kid. But this is
They're not going to require you to take a drone right now.
Well, I'm on QR6. And my QR6.
Well, I don't
People want to go home.
And then, go. Okay, hey Mike, hey wait, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, I'll pause. And
Is that possible? You can go ahead and come down, so
yeah, well, the criminal, yes, they just fight you. So they will not be able to list out, what other agencies pay, they have to. But, You can do it on your own. You just go on, give it all done, mail it off, and you forget about it. 3 months later, you get a price.
What's your name?
4 months later, you get a price.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yeah, I got a cheap
Well,
Oh, no, it's a toy company from China.
I mean, that's probably was discovered, but it's some of that. I would like to come every week. I would like to stick
The one thing I haven't done is. I'm always buddies.
And then once yeah, and so as the okay, I'll sign. Yeah, what they're putting in school right now, there's going to be one day where they're going to get their sign. Say, okay, round everybody else. And they're going to run down, crack it down so hard that you won't even be able to spell you out. So that is too bad.
The license is no fly.
Yeah, you heard that. Okay, so I'll see you on the next one. Okay, I'm sorry, my aunt didn't want to say. Well, you're leaving though. No, I'm not leaving. Okay, then I'll go.
I had to get my bike out before I like, hey,
Do you need any more help with anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right, now we just gotta get the green light. Yeah, so, remind me of you guys' name again? Rick, okay. So do I have your email here, Rick? Okay. So,
Yeah, I think we do.
and if you guys wanna come together for a year, I mean, if you wanna try to put them on, bring a laptop. All right, well, then you're gonna Yeah, okay.
You'd have to try it.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I mean.
You actually
Phantom 3s are in stock.
That's right, yeah. I'll try to MBK if you will try to use
Ryan, thanks a lot, man. I'll pay you.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah, no big deal.
stuff.
So yeah, happy game. Are you happy game?
Yeah, you know, the key is making some of the contacts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, talking with John earlier, they need a couple of products and stuff, so yeah, it's all good. You need a hand with anything here? You good?
We'll actually help you. We'll help you outside.
Take a walk?
The one outside, that white, you see that white square in the window?
Oh, yeah.
It's on the outside. Instantly.
Yeah.